Please respond in the chat box. Yeah, if you have missed initial classes, you can collect notes from this place. You can collect the notes from this place. If you have missed initial classes, you can collect the videos from this place. Yeah, to collect the videos, watch this, use this URL. Okay, guys. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible? All right, guys. So yesterday was top. Shall we get into the discussions, guys? Right, boss. Yesterday I was talking about various things related to Java Bean component class, Spring Bean class. Everyone remembered? So how many types of Java Beans are, guys? How many types of Java Beans are there? 3 types of Java Beans are there. Right. First of all, what is Java Bean? Java Bean is a Java class that is developed by following some standards. What are those standards? Class must be public, recommended to implement serializable. Mm. All member variables should be taken private, non-static. Remembered? Every member variable should have a setter method and getter method. Directly or indirectly, there should be what is that? Zero param constructor. Zero. How many types of Java beans are there, guys? Three types of Java beans are there. Come on. VO class, DTO class, BO class. VO class is a Java bean whose object holds either inputs or outputs. So generally this class contains string properties because all inputs coming to application generally will be given as inputs. Later they will be converted into other types. For example, you take a web application, form data comes to web application in the form of string values. So to receive them and to hold them as it is, to represent them as it is, this class contains only string properties. Look at this. SNO actually number type, string is taken. M1, M2, M3 number type, but string is taken. Remember that? Okay. Next one, DTO class or TO class. The Java bean whose object to hold shippable or transferable data either from one layer to another layer within the project or from one project to another project over the network. This class contains different types of properties. Generally, it is recommended to implement serializable interface on this particular bean class. But source project and destination project both must be there in Java. Then only we can think about sending data in the form of what? DTO class object. So Flipkart passes credit card details or debit card details to PayPal application in the form of DTO. See this? Implementing serializable and different types of properties are there. How it is required for destination, like that only the data will be placed in DTO class object. Next we have what? BO class, business object class. The Java bean whose object to holds, the Java bean whose object to holds either persistable or persistent data is called BO class, guys. Persistable means to be saved. Persistent means already saved in the database and we are planning to retrieve and store into object. We have retrieved and stored into object. Such class is called as what? BO. BO means business object class, guys. Such thing is called as what? BO. BO means what? Business object class. Everyone getting my point, guys? But one thing is what? Java bean BO class properties count and DB table columns count must match. BO class property types and DB table column types must be compatible. So generally it will be taken on what basis? One per table basis. Let's what we discussed, guys. Bean class or component class. The Java class that contains what? State and behavior, and state is used inside the behavior is called as what? Component class. State will be there, behavior. State means data, behavior means methods. While writing business logic inside the method, state is utilized, guys. State is utilized. See this? This is state. All these are comes under behavior. Come on. While writing this business logic, this state is used. And lot of reusability is there for this what? State and behavior. Especially these business logics are having lot of reusability. Such class is called as what? Component class. Listen, the Java class that is having business logic is called service class. We can call that class as a component class. The Java class that is having persistence logic is called DAO class. So that class, the servlet component classes, all these classes will have state and behavior, and there will be lot of reusability for behavior. So we can call those classes as what? Component classes or service classes. Next, lastly, we discussed about what? Spring Bean class. I hope everyone is active, guys. Lastly, we discussed about Spring Bean class. Let's see. The Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring container is called as Spring Bean class. Spring Bean, Spring Bean class can be a predefined class, user-defined class. Come on, come on. User-defined class, third-party supplied class, anything. Spring Bean can be a Pozo class, Java Bean class, component class, anything, guys. But only the condition is object should be created and managed by Spring container. Then it is called Spring Bean. What do you mean by container, sir? A container is a software application that runs continuously application context container. Okay, guys. This is basic container, guys. This is advanced container. Advanced container. So I can say one thing, guys. Application context container is equal to bean factory container plus plus. That means application context container is having everything that bean factory container can do. But on the top of it, it can do some extra operation. Okay. Now, after working for a few days, then we will try to observe differences between both containers. Today, you just remember this is the bean factory container. Inner circle is like bean factory container. Outer circle is like application context container. Is that clear, guys? This is bean factory. This is what? Application context. Okay, boss. Next. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Now let me say spring containers are not alternate to mm, servlet container comma JSP containers. Containers. Next one. All containers will be running on the top of JVM. Will be running on the top of JVM, managing life cycle of their respective components. Managing life cycle of their respective components. Okay, now listen, sir. I heard if you want to do something in Java, JVM is required. Sir, without JVM, how container is creating Java, Spring Bean class object, Servlet class object? No. JVM is directly or indirectly available. In core Java level, what we notice, we are giving our code to JVM directly. JVM is loading the class, creating the object. But here, what is the story? First, first on top of JVM, container will be started. Now container will take care of what? Loading the class, creating object, managing object, everything. So directly, indirectly, Java is involved, means JVM will be there. Always remember that statement. Okay. So now listen. So this is my JVM, guys. This is my JVM, which is part of JRE. Okay. Then on the top of it, what will be there, guys? Spring container. There is one more terminology for Spring container. I'll introduce the terminology later. First, habituate to this terminology. Okay. Some part of industry calls it as IOC container, but I'll introduce IOC terminology at right time. Okay. For the timing, you worry about Spring container only. Spring container. Yes, boss. This is Spring Bean 1, Spring Bean 2, Spring Bean 3. Like this, it will manage the life cycle of the Spring Bean components. Okay. Spring Bean 1, Spring Bean 2. Yes, guys. This is my Spring Bean 3. This is my Spring Bean 3. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Right. So I'll introduce more about Spring containers later. So I just want to ask some questions, guys. Can we take Spring Bean as Pozo class? Can we take Spring Bean as Pozo class? Yes or no? Na? First focus on it. Can we take Spring Bean as Pozo class? Yes. Okay. Can we take, can we say every Java Bean class is Pozo class? Every Java Bean class is Pozo class. Every Java Bean class is Pozo class. Yes. Every Java Bean class is Pozo class, but every Pozo class is not Java Bean. Yesterday only we covered that. Reverse is not true, right? Okay, guys. Can we say Spring Bean class must be Pozo class? Spring Bean class must be Pozo class. Can't we take non-Pozo class as Spring Bean, guys? Yes, you can take. Okay. Can we say Spring Bean class must be Pozo class, guys? No. Right. Okay. Component class or bean class can be taken as a Spring Bean. Can be taken as a Spring Bean. Come on. If you are getting audio problem, please check your network bandwidth. Still getting problem, please log out and log in once. Okay. Component or bean class can be taken as Spring Bean. Come on, guys. Yes or no now? Yes. Come on. Okay. Okay, boss. Next one. Abstract class or interface can be taken as a Spring Bean. Can be taken as Spring Bean. Come on, guys. No. Because without object creation, how it will become, guys? Without object creation, how does it become Spring Bean? Come on. And a Spring Bean is what? The Java class whose object is created and managed by Spring container is called as what? Spring Bean. I hope no confusion now, boss. Okay, guys. Every component class is Pozo class. Every component class is Pozo class. Yes, sir. While developing component class, it must be taken as Pozo class. Yesterday I said servlet class is component class. But servlet is implementing what interface, guys? Servlet interface. Pozo class means you should not implement technology or framework specific interfaces. Remember that? No, component class can be a Pozo class, can be a non-Pozo class. Can be a Pozo class, can be a non-Pozo class. Come on. Right. All Spring Beans must be All Spring Beans must be user-defined classes. All Spring Beans must be user-defined classes, guys. Come on, tell me. Yes, sir. People are not analyzing before responding. If you are in drowsy mode, wash your face and sit in front of system. Don't waste my hard work and your hard work. All Spring Beans must be user-defined classes. Did I say like that? I said yesterday, any predefined user-defined third-party supplied class can be taken as Spring Bean, right? Okay. So you can configure any class as Spring Bean, guys. I think you got a clear-cut clarity, boss. Nice, boss. Okay, today I started session by 7:03 or 7:04. So latecomers, please try to be by 7 o'clock. Tomorrow I'll start session by 7 o'clock. I want to utilize maximum time to deliver maximum content with less days, in less days. So that is possible when you give more time in a day, more hours in a day. Right. All Spring Beans must be user-defined classes. What is the answer, guys? Yes or no? Na? Answer is no. Okay, guys. Nice. So with this, our knowledge on Spring Boon is done, guys. So now let's go for basic how to work with the Spring kind of thing. Yes, let me introduce Spring officially. I'll talk when I introduce. Before developing first application, I will definitely introduce more about Spring containers. Today, you just remember what is what. Okay. My main focus in the previous discussion is not on Spring container. My main focus in previous discussion is what? Okay, Spring Bean. I hope you understood it. So as a point of clarity, I will say one thing. Okay. Programmers should create Spring containers manually. Should create Spring containers manually by taking the support of Spring API supplied classes. Spring API supplied predefined classes. Okay, guys, predefined classes. Right, boss? Now listen. Okay, what is the type? Application framework. This is called application framework. Next, version 5.3.4 is the latest version, guys. Yeah, this subversions will change time to time. Don't worry. Compatible with come on, guys. Minimum JDK 1.8. Minimum JDK 1.8, guys. I meant to say Java 8. Minimum Java 8. Max Java 15. It supports all the things, guys. Okay. Next one, vendor interface 21, guys, which is also called pivotal company. Pivotal, right. Next one, open source, guys. It's an open source. It's a free. It's a free. Not only free, when you download the Spring framework, along with that, you will get source code also. You can read the source code and you can inspire from that source code. You can create alternate framework also. That's the meaning of free open source. Open source means not only free software, source code will be exposed to you people. Even Java is open source, guys. Not only Java is free, its open source code is exposed to you people. Next, creator. Who is the creator? Mr. Rod Johnson. Mr. Rod Johnson. Okay. People are asking me if it is free, how they are surviving, sir. Software is free, source code is free. Understanding my point? Software is free, source code is free, but services are not free. How they will survive? How they will survive? Number one, by offering certification exams. By offering certification exams. Spring certification exam, guys. Exam fees itself 70,000. I hope you are understanding. Exam fee is still 70,000. And if you want to take training from Spring people itself, 2.5 lakhs they will charge. They will give training for 2 weeks and they will charge 2.5 lakhs. So the certification exams, very costly. Next, while working with the Spring, if you stuck up somewhere in the middle, come on. While working with the Spring, if you stuck up in the middle and your team is not able to solve the problem, then you can contact Spring people, Spring vendor, pivotal team. They will come and solve the problem. They will come and solve the problem and they charge huge money for it. By publishing books, by publishing and releasing books, they earn money. Got the point? By giving corporate training coming to companies. Now Spring has become old, guys. In the initial days of Spring, very less people know Spring, right? At that time, that time they came to MNCs, they have conducted corporate trainings on Spring. That time they charged from MNCs. But still. Okay, they released a great software, not expecting much revenue, boss. Not expecting much. That's why we should say hats off to these Java people, guys. Generally, when we write beautiful code, we'll try to hide from others. But look at this Java people attitude, guys. They created big wonders and kept in the market as a free software. Are you understanding my point there? Sir, what is the use of source code? By seeing the code, we can understand what's happening in the internals, right? What's happening in the internals. Okay, next one. We can inspire and we can create another framework, another language by taking that one as the inspiration. Understanding my point? Okay, I think I can show you his photograph, guys. Images. Yes, he is Mr. Rod Johnson, guys. He is Mr. Rod Johnson. Okay. Next one. To download software. Okay, download it as zip file. Download it as zip file from, I will give the URL, don't worry. Spring download. You just type Spring download, guys. Okay. Yes, see this 5.3.5. I think yesterday only, few days back only they released, guys. 16th March 2021, 5.3.5. These are minor revisions will happen every week, boss. Don't worry about it. Click on it. So there is a distribution zip, guys. You have to select distribution zip. It will select it, you will get everything. It will get everything. Yes, save file, guys. Okay, now downloading is going on. Right, guys. What is the URL? This is the URL. Let me share this URL with you people, guys. Yes. Next one, boss. To get Spring libraries. Libraries are jars. Libraries are jar file. So extract the above zip file. That's it, guys. When you extract the above zip file. Listen, guys. Okay. To add Spring support to any Java application, we need to add Spring libraries, nothing but jar files to the class path or build path. Okay. And we can get these libraries. Libraries nothing but jar files, jars from the zip file extraction. Okay. Zip file extraction. You want software URL, the URL where to download software, please collect it. I'm pasting here, boss. Everyone done. Now, I'll take this one. I'll show what is coming along with the Spring software installation, guys. So go to download section. Yes, we got it. Take the copy of it. I'll go to G Drive. I have a lot of versions of software, guys. Paste it. Spring distribution is done. 1 minute. Cut it. I'll keep in software folder. Anywhere you can place. That's not an issue, boss. Okay, Spring here. Yes, say paste. Nice. So let's go for this extraction, guys. Extract files. Anywhere you can extract, guys. I'm preferring to extract here. Okay. Spring what is this? 5.3.5 5.3.5 soft something, some folder I have chosen, not a big deal. Some folder I have chosen, not a big deal, guys. It won't take much time. Yes. Yeah, we use IDs also. I'm just keeping the framework ready, boss. Right, boss? Come to this place. 5.3.5, guys. This is called Spring Home. Where Spring software is installed, that is called Spring Home. 3 basic folders are there, guys. 3 main folders are there. Okay, 3 main folders are there. That's it. So you just need to understand that. I'm requesting everyone in the classroom for one thing, guys. Please focus on current topic. When I'm explaining something, people are asking me, what IDEs you will teach? Can you show me how to download STS? When Sun Microsystem is acquired by Oracle, some changes happened in Java. Can you explain them? Please, guys, if 400 people put 400 different questions, we cannot concentrate on the current topic. I want everyone to focus more on current topic. I want you people to use the chat box to put questions related to current discussions. Otherwise, we cannot move further. If you ask such question, I will be forced to ignore such questions. And if I ignore the question, don't put the same question again and again. At the end, I will give a chance 5 minutes to 10 minutes, or in the beginning, I will give chance 5 to 10 minutes. At that time, put all these irrelevant questions. When some topic is going on, I want you people to utilize the chat box only to put the relevant questions. Because when this class is going on, I'm seeing some message in the chat box. I'm keeping 3 years experience. Please list out all the tools. Please list out all the softwares. I'm not against of such questions. I will definitely take such questions at the beginning 5 to 10 minutes, at the end 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, when some serious topic is going on, I request everyone, please, to utilize the chat box only to ask relevant questions, current topic relevant questions only. Then I can use my process nicely. You can also enjoy class nicely, and others also can enjoy the discussions. I want you people to cooperate. I know some people are very much new to learning classes online. Since one chat box is available, they are excited to ask everything. Okay, but if you can utilize chat box quite intelligently, it will be good for you, it will be good for me, it will be good for our healthy learning process. So don't take in a negative angle, take it in a positive angle. Just look at my situation. I'm teaching some topic seriously and others are listening, and you asked about, okay, are you going to cover Eclipse IDE? Are you going to use any other IDE? You asked one question like that. So if I start replying that question, all people will be disturbed from the current discussion. But I'm not saying don't ask such question. Keep till the end. Please keep them for the end. Someone in the chat box asking, this Saturday class is there. This Sunday class is there. Okay, I'm ready to answer all the question, but at right time, right question should be placed. That maturity you have to show while attending online classes. I'm against of disabling chat box and conducting the class, because I want to conduct interactive sessions, but at the same time, some control, some control, some process you have to opt and I have to opt. Is that clear, guys? I hope you are taking my statement in a positive angle. Right. Let's move to the discussions, guys. Please be active. Please be. When I ask some confirmation, you have to say respond. When I ask some question, you have to respond. That time utilize chat box like anything. That time very less people are saying yes sir, no sir. But remaining all times people are asking a lot of irrelevant questions. I welcome them, but at the end or at the beginning. Or you have happily my mail ID is there, group is there. If you keep the question in the group, not one person, lots of people will respond. Right. Shall we get into the discussions, boss? Now listen carefully. When you extract the Spring supply zip file, guys, you will get three important folders. One is a docs folder, guys. In this docs folder, you will be having API documentation. Look at this. Look at this index.html, and some PDF files also will be there related to Spring references. Some PDF also there for a different module. Different PDF documents are there. Nice. Next, we'll be having LIB folder, guys. This is the place where all jars will be there. This is the place where all jars will be there. Different module related, different jars. Different module related, different jars will be there. Are you understanding my statement? Yes, guys. Next. Okay, schema folder. Nowadays, not that much required if you are dealing with Spring Boot and microservice environment. It is required only in Spring application development. Okay, while developing Spring application, we have to develop some XML files, guys, which are nothing but Spring Bean configuration file. How you got web.xml? Similarly, in Spring, we are having Spring Bean configuration file. While developing those files, we need to follow some rules. Those rules are given as a schema rules, and all these folders are containing different schema rules. In what files, guys? XSD files. XSD means, okay, XML schema definition. XSD means XML schema definition. Okay, very simple, guys. While developing Spring applications, we need to develop Spring Bean configuration files. So they are okay. To develop those XML files, some rules are required. Those rules are given as schema files, and that folder is supplying all the schema rules in the form of XSDs, XML schema definition files. Don't worry. In Spring Boot and microservice environment, no need of having any XML things. This is required only in Spring learning process. Yes. Okay, I was looking for this feature, guys, nothing else. Spring-aop.xsd. For different modules, different schema files are there. Check it out. Yes. Let's go for, guys, Spring Home / docs folder gives, okay, API docs and reference docs. Next, Spring Home / libs folder gives Spring libraries related to different modules. Next, Spring Home / schema folder gives, okay, various XSD files, XML schema definitions, XML schema definitions for developing Spring Bean configuration files. Okay, guys, Spring Bean configuration files are input to Spring container. Spring Bean configuration files are inputs to Spring container. Okay, like web.xml file to servlet container. Yes, guys. Yeah, these are the basic things, guys. You want to see Spring logo? Because after learning this much, if you don't see the logo of Spring, it will be bad, guys. Okay. Reference here, PDF here, core module. If you look at the core, they are not giving Spring logo nowadays. And a small leaf will be there. Small leaf will be there somewhere. Nowadays, they are not exposing, guys. They are not exposing. Small leaf will be there. Green color leaf is the logo. Okay, fine, leave it. Earlier they used to give here. Nowadays they are not giving, it seems. Okay, this is the leaf, guys. Oh, I think you cannot see me here. Fine, I'll show in the online what is there in that. Spring logo, guys. This is the official logo. Fine. Okay, now let it be, guys. Next one. Spring 4.x, 4.x, 5.x, in fact 3.x are released having 20 plus modules, are released having 20 plus modules. Understanding my point, guys? Right. So I will give Spring overview diagram, but don't try to understand technically. Just see what are those. Just observe what are those. Understanding my statement, guys? Spring overview diagram. Spring overview diagram. Latest. Spring overview diagram latest. So yeah, this is the latest overview diagram, guys. So I will actually it's coming. Wait. Yes, just copy the image, paste it. See, guys, these are the various modules that we are having. Just try to understand what is what. Test module is there for performing what? Testing of the application. Core container is having a lot of submodules. Beans module, core module, context module, spell. Spell is nothing but Spring expression language. Messaging, instrumentation, aspects, AOP, web portlet, servlet, WebSocket, transactions, JMS, ORM, JDBC, OXM. Like this, we have a lot of modules, guys. Like this, lot of modules. Listen, actual story is this one. Spring 1.x, 1.x, 7 modules. Spring 2.x, 6 modules. Spring 3.x, 4.x, and 5.x, 20 plus modules. Sir, all of a sudden, 6 modules are increased to 20 plus module. How, sir? Actual story is not that. In 1.x and 2.x, we used to have big modules, guys. In 3, 4, 5, they changed big modules to small modules. They divided big modules into further small modules. That's the reason modules count is increased to 20 plus. I'm not saying they have not added new modules. Definitely they have added new modules. Understanding my statement. Definitely they have added new module. But count has increased to 20 plus, not because count has increased to 20 plus, not because new modules are added. They have divided 1.x and 2.x big modules into small modules. For example, earlier they used to have only core module, guys, but now they changed to four modules. Observe, in 1.x, 2.x, we have only Spring core module, but now they are giving in the form of how many modules, guys? 4 numbers. Got the clarity or not? Come on. Earlier they used to have only DAO module, but now they are giving what? JDBC separately, ORM separately, OXM separately. Earlier, they used to give only one module, web module, but now they are giving web module separately, WebSocket separately, servlet separately, portlet separately. Because of that reason, come on, number of modules are increased. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Right. Okay, boss. Now listen. So why I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to tell here, though there are 20 plus modules, though there are 20 plus modules in Spring 3.x, 4.x, 5.x versions, come on, versions, okay, still Spring 1.x, 2.x big module names are popular. Big module names are popular. Come on. Big module names are popular to place in resumes and to speak to while speaking to others. You only observe very carefully, boss. Can we really remember and speak those 20 plus modules every time? Can we really remember and place those 20 plus module names in the resumes? Practically impossible, right? So that's why, though latest version is 5.x, though it is having 20 plus modules, but still, okay, 2.x module names are considered as industry standard names, guys. Industry standard names. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Right. Now listen, various modules, okay, various module names that are popular in Spring framework. Yes, Spring core module, guys. Spring JDBC module, guys. Okay, next, Spring ORM module, Spring AOP. I'll give all the popular terminologies. Spring AOP, Spring transaction management. What is this, guys? Spring transaction management. Next, Spring web module. What module, guys? Spring web module. Next, Spring JWE module. Spring JWE module. These are and etc. These module names are popular. Now listen carefully. The following modules are Spring extensions. They are not part of Spring framework, but they are developed based on the Spring. The following modules are Spring extension. You don't find them in the basic Spring. Okay, you want proof? Huh? Okay, for example, you take Spring security. You look at schema, so many folders are there. Na? Is there any word called security, guys? Is there any word called security here? Not there. Then, but Spring Security is also one popular module. Come on. Okay, there is another popular module called Spring Data JPA. Spring Data, Spring Data, Spring Data JPA is there. Is there any folder like that? There's one more module called Spring Social. Is there any module like that? There is one more module called Batch. There is one more module called what? Batch. Is there any wording like that? Are you listening, guys? These are part of Spring framework. And the following modules are Spring extension modules, guys. Spring extensions. What are Spring extension modules? Let me list out popular Spring extensions. Spring Batch, Spring Batch, Spring Security, Spring OAuth, Spring Social. Okay, guys. Spring Data, JPA, Spring Data, MongoDB, Spring Data, MongoDB. We have to arrange each module separately. My dears, you have to arrange these modules separately. Each module you have to arrange separately. Are you listening, guys? Spring Data, MongoDB. Okay. And etc. Many things are there like this. Okay. Spring WebFlex. 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 All these are given as separate modules, guys. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. And some modules related to microservices. Okay, like Joule server, many things are there. No, I don't want to get into those discussions, guys. And like this, these are extension modules, guys. Yes, all these modules will be covered as part of our course. No, right. Yeah, Spring REST also you can list here. Spring REST also you can list here. I hope my intention is very important. So what is my intention is, though 20 plus modules are there, you need not remember these 20 plus names, guys. Okay, related to Spring Boot is not a module. I will come to that. Yes, Spring MVC is there here. Spring Web itself covers Spring MVC. Spring Web itself deals with Spring MVC. Right. Okay. Anyhow, discussion has come. Let me go for this point. Spring Boot is not a module. Is not a module of Spring framework. Okay. Is not a module of Spring framework. Tell me. It is an approach or methodology of Spring programming. Methodology of Spring programming or Spring application development. Understanding my point? It's an approach or methodology of Spring application development. We can develop, already I discussed, but one more time I'm telling, we can develop Spring applications in 4 modes or 4 approaches. 4 modes or 4 approaches using XML driven configurations. That means we can do inputs through XML files using annotation driven configurations. Next, using 100% code driven configurations. Next, using Spring Boot. Using Spring Boot. I hope you are understanding. At least now you understood why we are not writing Spring Boot as a module. I will tell why. We can develop Spring core module application in Spring Boot style. We can develop Spring JDBC applications in Spring Boot style. We can develop Spring ORM application in Spring Boot style. Spring Batch application in Spring Boot style. Spring REST application in Spring Boot style. Spring Data JP application in Spring Boot style. Microservices are basically developed in Spring Boot style. Come on. So now tell me, how can you say Spring Boot is a separate module? I hope you are understanding my statement or not. Okay, right. Okay, that's why I don't call Spring Boot is a separate module. Spring Boot is a methodology that can be used to develop any module-based Spring application. How we can develop these application, these module application in these models. Similarly, we can also opt to Spring Boot. So that's why by mistake also don't say, I know Spring Boot module. No, you have to say, I know how to develop Spring application in Spring Boot style. Spring Boot is nothing but Spring, but Spring Boot is an approach of developing Spring applications. Array, why all these things? You might have studied servlets, na? I can develop servlet in XML driven configuration. I can develop servlet in annotation driven configuration. You are giving that statements are not there. Similarly, I can develop Spring application in XML driven configuration, annotation driven configuration, 100% code driven configuration. Similarly, Spring Boot environment. It's just an approach. It's something like this. I can attend Natrasar classes either in offline mode or online mode. Similarly, I can develop Spring application in Spring Boot style or in other styles. I hope no confusion here, right? Okay, right. Sir, technically don't worry about these modules. Technically don't worry about these modules. We are going to worry about this one. Spring MVC is also called Spring Web module. If you are that much confused, let me write Spring MVC only here. Spring MVC, Spring Web is part of what? Spring framework only. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Fine. So shall we get into our Spring application development, guys? Right. Spring application development using Spring core module. Yes, guys, using Spring core module. First of all, let me give some points on Spring core module. Spring core module is base module to other module. Base module to other module. Okay, now listen. People are asking me one question. How many approaches we are going to learn, sir? Everyone please focus. This is very important. First, we will start our application development using XML. Then we will move to annotation. Then we will move to 100% code. Okay, till that time Spring we learn. After that, I will launch Spring. After that, I will launch Spring Boot. Once I launch Spring Boot, all the modules related application development we are going to see in Spring Boot. Why? Because industry is almost stopped working with the Spring. They started working with the Spring Boot style application development. As part of Spring Basics learning, we will learn all the 3 approaches. Then we will launch Spring Boot so that we can find what is the advantage of Spring Boot compared to Spring based application development. Once we got the clarity, then onwards, whatever modules are there, all the modules based application development we are going to see in Spring Boot style. That means our major focus is on what? Spring Boot and microservices. Before launching Spring Boot, few days we are going to spend on Spring to understand the Spring basics and to understand different approaches of developing Spring application. Is that clear, guys? So that means indirectly we are going to learn all the 4 modules. But major focus will be Spring Boot. So I said, now I keep on saying in every class, this course is designed in such a fashion. Okay. If you learn this course, there is no need of doing Spring separately. Earlier, people used to spend 3 to 4 months for Spring, another 3 to 4 months for Spring Boot and microservices. I designed this course in such a fashion, okay, so that your Spring will be covered and Spring Boot will be covered, microservice will be covered in a single course. And you can save your money and time both. Is that clear, guys? I'm giving this much clarity. This clarity should be there. If clarity is not there in the interview room, no one focus. Yes, first time I designed course like this. Okay, earlier I used to teach Spring Boot separately, Spring separately, microservice separately. Wantedly I designed like this. Definitely you are going to take benefit of that. No doubt in that. Shall we get into the discussions, boss? Fine. Spring core module is base module for other modules, guys. Spring core module is given for Spring core module is supplying 2 built-in Spring containers. 2 built-in Spring containers. Number 1, Bean Factory, guys. If someone says there is only 1 container, don't agree. There are 2 containers. Official documentation says there are 2 containers. One is Bean Factory container and application context container. Okay. Spring core module and its containers are useful for Spring Bean lifecycle management, and also for dependency management. This is very important. I done this hangama only to introduce this word dependency management. Yeah, Spring containers are not just capable of lifecycle management, guys, for Spring Bean classes. They are also capable of dependency management. Shall we understand what is lifecycle management means? Okay. Spring container taking care of every activity of Spring Bean class, like loading class, creating object, managing object, destroying object, is called Spring Bean lifecycle management. See, once you develop a class and give to Spring container, this is my class, please take it as a Spring Bean. Come on, guys. So loading that class, creating object, managing object, destroying object, everything is taken care by whom? Spring container. That is called lifecycle management. Sir, that is nice, sir. Then what about dependency management? Yeah. Listen carefully, guys. Spring container not only take care of individual Spring Bean lifecycle management. If necessary, okay, if you ask, if you demand, it will also take care of dependency management. What do you mean by that? Are very simple, Ra Babu. Not only it creates Spring Bean class object, if necessary, it will assign another Spring Bean class object to our Spring Bean class object. If necessary, it will inject our Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. That is called dependency management. Come on, guys. This is very interesting. Okay, I want to ask one question. In real-time projects, one programmer will be there or lots of programmers will be there? Please respond. Everyone, please be active. Many programmers are there. Okay, these people will develop their logic in one class or lots of classes. In one class or lots of classes, multiple classes. Do you think these classes are independent classes? No, there will be dependency among these classes or not. That means one class services are required in another classes or not. One class object needs another class object or not. One class method needs to call another class methods or not. Come on. Definitely dependency will be there between classes or not. Definitely dependency will be there between objects of the classes or not. Okay, so far, if one class services are required in another class, okay, in first class, creating second class object, calling its method is done manually or not? In core Java level, servlet level, class 1 needs class 2 services. Tell me, who is responsible to create class 2 object? Programmer. Who is responsible to use class 2 object methods in class 1? Programmer, right? Yes or no? Na? But what Spring Bean says, what Spring Container says, you just tell me what is main class, what is dependent class. You tell me main and dependent classes to me. Loading both classes, creating objects of both classes, managing both objects, assigning dependent class object to target class object. I will take care. I will take care. That is my responsibility. Are you understanding my statement? That is called dependency management. In lifecycle management, one bean class object related lifecycle will be managed. In dependency management, along with managing lifecycle, okay, it will assign dependent class object to target class object. So that target class need not to spend separate time, okay, separate process to get the dependent class object and to use its services. To get the dependent classes and to use its services. For example, I'll give. Flipkart is there. Let us assume this is one class. It needs a courier people support. It definitely needs what? Courier people support. I am calling Flipkart as the target class or main class. I am calling DTDC as what? Dependent class or helper class. Dependent class or helper class. Suppose if I don't have Spring, support, loading both classes, creating both class objects, assigning DTDC object to Flipkart and using DTDC services in Flipkart is the responsibility of the programmer. Come on. Is the responsibility of the programmer. Programmer should do this work manually. Suppose if I have a Spring containers, you just give Flipkart DTDC as inputs to Spring container, telling that Flipkart is the main class, DTDC is the dependent class. Okay, forget about it. Now loading both classes, creating objects of both classes, assigning DTDC class object to Flipkart object and giving Flipkart object wherever you want, however you want, is the responsibility of what? Spring containers. Spring containers. Are you understanding my statement? It's something like this, guys. If you join in MNC, not only they will take care of your needs, they also take care of your family member needs in case of health issues. Recollect? You join in MNC, you will get insurance coverage. They will worry about your coverage, your family members coverage also. Na. Come on, come on. Yeah, Spring Container is also MNC insurance coverage policy, boss. MNC supplied insurance coverage policy. Okay, if you join in medium and small scale company, you won't get that insurance coverage. But if an MNC, entire family will be covered. You know that? I hope you know that, right? Yes, guys. Okay. So now let me go for dependency management. Okay. Okay. Spring Container assigning dependent or helper Spring Bean class object to target or main Spring Bean class object dynamically, okay, dynamically at runtime. Dynamical at runtime is called dependency management. Okay, dependency management. In simple, assigning dependent to target is called dependency management. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Okay, anyhow, discussion has come. Let me explain which are called target classes, which are called dependent classes. The class that takes services of other class. The class that takes services of other class is called main class or target class. Are you listening my statement, guys? Flipkart is the target class. Student is the target class. When student is the target class, what will be the dependent class, guys? Course will be the dependent class. I hope you are understanding. Why, sir? Course needs student, student needs course. Course does not need student, guys. Student only needs course, right? That's why student is called main class. Course is called dependent class. Flipkart needs DTDC. DTDC needs Flipkart. Flipkart needs DTDC. Are you understanding my point? So that's why Flipkart is called target class. DTDC called dependent class. Next, vehicle engine. Identify who is target, who is dependent here. Identify who is target, who is dependent here. Vehicle engine. You are not responding. If you don't respond, I cannot know what's going in mind. I need to feel whether you are thinking right or wrong. Right or wrong, please put answer in the chat box. It's my humble request. If I know what's going in your brain, I can correct you. I can improvise you. Yes, vehicle is the target class. Engine is the dependent class. Why, sir? Vehicle needs engine. Engine does not need vehicle. I hope you are understanding. Okay, next one. Cricketer and cricket bat. Cricketer and cricket bat. Tell me. Cricketer is the target, cricket bat is the dependent. Cricketer needs and uses cricket bat. I hope you are understanding, boss. Okay, guys. Next one. Cricketer, cricket ground and cricket mat. Cricket ground and cricket mat. Who is target? Who is dependent? Who needs what? That is most important, guys. Who uses what? That is most important. What is cricket mat? Okay, I think pitch. Cricket pitch is called cricket mat. The mat that will be laid on the top of cricket pitch is called cricket mat. Watch cricket matches, guys. Yes, cricket ground is the target. Cricket mat is the dependent. Because cricket ground needs cricket mat. Cricket ground needs cricket pitch. Right. Can I ask? Okay, boss. Okay. The class that uses other classes services, that needs and uses other classes services that uses the services of other classes. Come on, guys. The services of other classes is called target class or main class. The class who helps other classes, or whose services are used by other classes is called dependent class or helper class. Dependent class or helper classes. Okay, guys. Next. Vehicle engine. Vehicle engine. Yeah, tell me. Vehicle needs or uses the engine. Next, student course. Student needs or uses the course. Next, student course material. Student, come on, guys. Student needs or uses the course material. Next one, guys. Okay. Bank customer. Bank customer. Come on, guys. Bank contains or uses bank customers. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Container will assign dependent object to target object. Container will not assign target object to dependent. Container will assign dependent object to target object, guys. Okay, boss. Cricketer, cricket bat. Okay, cricketer and cricket bat. Come on. Cricketer and cricket bat. Cricketer uses cricket bat. Cricketer uses cricket bat. Right. Yeah. In case of bank and bank customer exam, reverse also true, not an issue. But mainly bank contains bank customers. So that's why I have presented like this. So there will be 1-2 exceptional cases. You don't worry about it. It's all about our visualization, our process. Right. I think you understood what is the difference between target and dependent, guys. I hope you understood what is that. Okay, I'll give one technical example also. I need one technical example also. 1 minute. I will say, I think everyone knows there is a class called DAO and there is something called a data source. And if you want to talk to database software, we need a data source to get the connection with the database software. Come on, guys. So DAO is a target, data source is the dependent. DAO uses data source for database interaction, for database software interaction, for database software interaction. So here is my target and here is my dependent. Yes, boss. One is target, one is dependent. I think no confusion. I hope you are understanding what is life cycle management, what is dependency management. In fact, as part of dependency management only, automatically life cycle management takes place. See, Spring Bean is taking care of loading of vehicle class, creation of object, managing that object, destroying of vehicle class object. That is life cycle management. Same thing it is also doing for engine. That is also life cycle management. Come on, guys. But assigning engine to vehicle, assigning engine to vehicle dynamically at runtime is called dependency management. But getting engine for vehicle, assigning engine for vehicle is called dependency management. Okay, there are 2 modes of dependency management, guys. One is dependency lookup, one is dependency injection. That part I will talk in tomorrow's class. I think you got what is the basic thing. Okay, guys. Programmer Eclipse. Programmer needs Eclipse. Programmer is the target, Eclipse is the dependent. Next, Eclipse and Eclipse plugins. Eclipse is the target, Eclipse plugin is the dependent. Array target one place may be dependent another place, guys. That's a continuous process. Yes, mobile phone charger. Mobile phone needs mobile phone charger, right? Okay, right. Okay. Ramanji. So we don't have fixed life cycle method for Spring Bean because any Java class can become Spring Bean. That's a different discussion. I will come to that. I hope everyone enjoyed today's discussion. Enjoy subject. Get the clarity. Get the clarity. If clarity and if you are enjoying subject, okay, no one stop you learning great things, guys. So anyhow, I'm starting everything from 0%. From there, I want to take you to 100%. Compared to other faculties, I may take 30 to 40 days extra. But the time that you are giving to me is definitely worth. Lot of clarity will be there. I'm against first writing the code, then understanding the code. No. When you are writing the code, you should write code with clarity. That's the reason I'm spending this much time on the background. Are you understanding my point? Arey, Patil, I just introduced dependency management, Babu. Lot of examples we are going to see, lot of programmatic examples we are going to see. Please, launch of topic is not the end of the topic, Mr. Patil. This is just introduction. What we learn in spring, what we learn today, what we learn in today is what? Just 1% of dependency management. Akila D, Now I will take your questions. Akiladi, basics of Spring REST will be covered before launching microservices. Data access object. DAO means data access object. How many sessions for Spring Boot, sir? In the entire course, okay, 45% for Spring Boot, 40% for what? Sorry, 40% for Spring Boot, 35% time for microservices, and remaining 15% is for what? Spring Basics. Vinay Kumar, that's wrong. Arakil Corporation is releasing both versions of Java, free version and paid version. Ganjan Gurdev, web service is a framework environment, API environment to develop distributed application. Microservice is a different architecture to develop the applications. Okay, but microservice architecture is built on the top of what? Web service. What is WebFlex? WebFlex is a module in Spring, okay, that is given to develop reactive programming of Spring. What is reactive programming? That is very technical. I will talk later. Okay, guys. If you are looking for in-depth knowledge of web services, yes, you have to go for web service course separately. Now you are looking for awareness, basics that are required for Spring microservices. It will be covered here itself. Sir, Spring modules are part of Spring framework. Spring extension module should be arranged separately. Ritesh, anything you learn as fresher, it will be added advantage. Hariraju, whatever things are required in core module to clear interview, all the things are part of our course. Can we do Spring certification after this course? Yes, with this knowledge, we can go for certification, but exam pattern is different. You have to prepare according to the pattern by spending some extra time. Okay. Initial 3-4 classes videos are available in the YouTube channel. Remaining classes you have to attend as a live classes. Don't expect every class will be there in the YouTube. Okay, guys. For 2 years, Hibernate Spring Core is enough. No, sir. For 2 years, Hibernate Spring Boot microservice is required. Module is a division of the project. A section of the project. Okay, listen, guys. I don't entertain any WhatsApp groups, Facebook, okay, Facebook individual groups. Everyone should mail me and everyone should use Natraj Java Arena as the group. If anyone created WhatsApp group, okay, on this batch, okay, they will be punished. That is not allowed. I don't entertain any WhatsApp group anytime. After learning Spring, which version should I put in the resume? You just write 5-point text, that is enough. 4-point text, 5-point text, that is enough. Sonu Rathod, only microservices means it takes another 1.5 months to 2 months. What Spring modules are covered? All Spring modules are covered, but we are going to learn in Spring Boot mode. Spring Basics will be taught in Spring mode. Remaining all modules will be covered in Spring Boot mode. We are going to learn. Right. Sonu Gupta, that is not Spring Flow, that is Spring MVC flow. Spring Flow, that is Spring MVC flow. If you ask Spring Flow also, we can tell. After developing first application, you will get idea. Ganyan Gaurav, only initial classes videos will be there in the YouTube. Spring extensions also module, they are not plugins. They are separate modules to use. Okay, guys. Abhinash, when I conduct resume preparation and interview tips, I will talk about it. Okay. Samir Khan, why Spring Boot? I will introduce after explaining Spring Basics. Hibernate is not outdated. If you think if Hibernate is outdated, you are wrong. Okay? You are wrong. You must have Hibernate to face the interview in order to learn Spring Data JPA. Right, boss. When React.js class, you please observe Naresh IT website. Whenever React.js Angular based batch starts, you can go and join. Right. Why Spring industry wants Spring? For easiness in the programming, and many things can be developed with less time. That's the reason industry is moving towards Spring Boot and microservices. Harish, Hibernate is not outdated. Please check yourself. Okay, Rudika, project flows cannot be explained in the middle of the batch. Whenever I develop a mini project, then flow will come. Everything needs time. I cannot take core Java classes. We have Arkrishna sir conducting core Java classes. Please approach him. Any upcoming batch for Hibernate in the month of April, it will be there. Surya, without Spring, we cannot enjoy Spring Boot learning. First, you have to learn. Okay. Can we get faster course for Spring and Spring Boot? Okay. We don't conduct fast track batches, guys. At least I don't conduct. If you are looking for fast track batches, contact admin people. Yeah. Spring Bean has, why Spring Bean have own life cycle? Definitely Spring Bean is maintained by Spring Container. Definitely it will be having its own life cycle. Haris, since I am covering Spring Basic, there is no need of learning Spring separately. Disadvantages of Servlet over Spring. No. We can. Spring is providing abstraction on Servlet. So Spring is internally using Servlets. So you cannot compare Spring and Servlets, please. Yeah, Spring MVC is part of our course. We are going to learn Spring MVC. Mini projects can be placed in the resume, but you have to enhance more. Aritran, in this batch, are you going to learn Spring Auth and Spring Social? Yes. Okay, can we cover Spring Scheduler? Spring Boot Scheduler will be covered. Right. And Ritesh, Servlet container is to manage lifecycle of Servlet components, and Spring container is there to manage lifecycle of Spring Beans. Servlet container only for web application. Spring containers can be used in both web application and non-web application. Akhil, Sunday workshop plan I will give in tomorrow session. What is module? Any real-time example? You take university project, guys. Different sections are called different modules. Registrations module, academics module, cultural activities module, sports module. Different divisions of the project is called different modules. Okay, so batch is already started. You can consider initial classes as the demo classes. Can we do Spring Core Part 2 in a day? So as of now, option is not there. Everything should be here only. Ashutosh, generally Saturday, Sunday tools will happen. Mostly 9 o'clock slot Hibernate batch will start. Sunday also it will be 2 to 3 hour session. Srihari, I will be giving depth knowledge of microservices. Don't worry. Devendra Chauhan, you can watch YouTube channel, Naresh IT YouTube channel to get the initial classes. Vivek, initial classes are there in the YouTube channel. You can watch them. What is required to learn Hibernate? JDBC is required. You can learn Spring without having Hibernate, not a problem. Okay, weekends off will not be there. Weekend special classes will be there. Tools kind of classes will be continued. When hibernate batch starts, Harish, in the month of April, I'm 2020 passed out. Till when I will be outdated as fresher? 2021 June, July, you will be treated as fresher. But because of Corona, I think 2021 December, you will be considered as a fresher. Thank you, guys. I hope I answered maximum questions. If I miss anyone's question, please mail me. My mail ID is my group name. Surya, every weekend one tool will be taken.